One of my favorite strategies for teaching vocabulary, that's not so much how to teach vocabulary, but it is how your students can get the vocabulary, if you know what I mean. Put it into a story and then either story tell or story ask. If you're new to this, I think the best option, especially if you have vocabulary that you have to teach, is to script that out ahead of time. What I like to do is pick out from the vocabulary list several word chunks, phrases, and like high frequency vocabulary that they need to use with that vocabulary that you're required to teach. Write a story between 9 and 12 sentences long, no longer. Keep it very simple. There's a problem, there's a solution. Now, as you're going through that, especially if you are new or you really want to be purposeful with this vocabulary, you're going to write in the options that you want to make sure you touch on so that students are hearing them as options, but aren't like the main focus. What do I mean by that? For example, if the problem is this person is hungry, they want to eat, they're going to this restaurant, but they don't have this food that this person wanted, then you might list out other options that are food vocabulary. That way you're getting in a few more of those vocabulary words that you're supposed to be hitting. Let's say person really wants pizza, but they go to McDonald's and obviously McDonald's doesn't sell pizza. No, que problema. Okay, so when he goes to McDonald's, their options are hamburger, chicken sandwich, or fries, not pizza. Just to be clear, I wouldn't really do this with pizza because it's a cognate and I tend to do stories with words that are harder for them to remember, but just, go with me here. Then in the process of telling that story, as you are circling, you're going to give them options like, did the main character want pizza or did they want a word that's slightly more difficult for them to remember that I can't think of right now? But they wanted pizza. Okay, but this way as you're circling and you're giving them those either or options, they're going to start hearing milk and they're going to hear that. So even though it wasn't in the story that you wrote, they are hearing more options. It's helpful when you're starting with this to be more purposeful. You've written your 9 to 12 sentences and you're going to write in the options that you want to provide to your students. Because like just now when I was giving you the example, I totally blanked on another vocabulary word that might fall into that unit that might be harder for them to remember. And I said milk. What? So look at your vocabulary list. Think if you've been doing this for multiple years, think back to words that your students have maybe struggled with in the past and build those in as options for yourself in your script. I don't mean like you have to hold your script like this, but you're going to use a script that you can kind of refer back to just so you know, and that way you're making sure to check those boxes but still provide valuable comprehensible input to your students. Hope that helps.